Well, now we're in the shop tonight and we're not working on any cars per se, but we're working on car parts. If you've been around cars at all, you know that cars tend to rust, corrode, chip, scratch, all that stuff to the paint finish. And inevitably, if you're into cars, you'll have to paint something, whether you have somebody do it for you or you do it yourself. And this is a good example. I thought I'd take the time to just show what goes into painting car parts. Cars are made out of parts. Parts are usually painted. What I've got here is a whole assembly line, essentially. 1, 2, 3, 4 racks, body shop racks, holding parts that I'm getting ready to paint. Over here I've got a Subaru van dash and the Subaru seat back that I painted green, and I'm going to change. And then these are some Nash trim parts, some Subaru parts all mixed up in here, another Subaru 360 rear seat there that I want to paint. But I guess my point is a lot of guys are afraid of painting. And nobody's afraid of getting in there and getting dirty and rebuilding an engine. But painting, a lot of guys are like, oh, I can't do that, I can't paint. Well, it's actually not too bad. There's just some simple steps you need, and you do it a couple times, and voila, it's pretty easy. You need some safety stuff. You need a mask, a respirator, like that. You need some type of grinding tool to get down to bare metal. If in doubt, strip it. This here is a little panel for the back of a Subaru van. It's not in too bad a shape. I just touched it up with the DA, and all these things here are ready for primer. I'm actually not going to be doing any painting at all tonight. It's going to be all epoxy primer. And I'm waiting for my epoxy to induce, which means I mixed it and I have to wait a few minutes for it to kind of settle. So I have stripped everything, basically taken the gloss off this with a 3M pad. This paint's in good shape, and stripped everything down to bare metal. And then you simply just take some glass cleaner, especially this spray away, which is common. It doesn't leave any residue, and some paper towels, and you wipe everything down. With the white towel, if you have anything on your part to be painted, it'll come off on the towel, and that means you need to go deeper in cleaning. In other words, if you wipe something down and it comes up dirty, your towel here, you got to keep cleaning. Especially on an ashtray like this, unbelievable how much nicotine from people's fingers are stuck in old ashtrays. So that's our tip and trick for tonight. Painting's actually very simple. I know I'm kind of covering it quickly. You need a mask. You need a paint gun like this. It's my trusty detail gun from Harbor Freight, $9.95. I love this gun. It actually comes in more handy than my $400 complete car gun. Has a .6 tip, and you can tell it's pretty dirty. I don't really dwell too much on cleaning the outside unless I have to. The inside is spotless though, and with epoxy primer it easily plugs up, so you've got to really clean that out. And of course you'll need an air supply. And speaking of air, what I do for ventilation, I'm in an open shop here. I'll turn that fan on there. It's a high velocity fan, and I'll open the big bay door on that end. I kind of get a breezeway going. And with my mask on, I'll go ahead and spray, and I'll just go do something for 20 minutes, let the shop air out. Typically, this doesn't or go as easy when you're painting a car on a final coat, but we're just doing primer tonight. So if I get a bug that lands in the primer or I get a piece of dirt, I can easily sand it out, touch it up. I'm not too concerned. It's not a final coat. So that's what I'm doing tonight. A lot of people are amazed at how much work goes into preparing parts. It's a lot of work, believe me, a lot of work. So, all right, here we go. We're going to start painting. I should say priming, and the painting will come later after the primer cures. So there's your tip and trick for tonight. Thanks for watching.